made it in time. Right at my proclaimed starting time. What were the odds? Pretty small, actually. Got a late start on my laydown, my pre-stream laydown. There's in the back. Let's see. Memorize room plaques. Oh, charming. Hi, guys. So we're going to see about this. Don't think I've got enough of, well, barbed claws? That's the only one of the mats I've got enough of. I don't think there's a way down there. Well, I mean, there's a way down. It's just rather abrupt. So, if I get hit again by the we're going to run around for an hour disease that hit yesterday, I'll just do some questing instead, because that was not fun. Got old really quick. Good evening to whomever's joined me. I hope the Saturday is a good one. So, clearly I'm going to spoil it. But you're squealing, you bastard. So as I said, we will see how this goes. If it turns into another ride fest, I will do some questing. Because that was not fun. Last night really got on my nerves. Over there somewhere. Ah, room plaque. The first one of the, what, 6 I need? 5 or 6? 5. Devastated, eat that. I have memorized the first room plaque. It was memorable. Clearly because I memorized it. That's 2 in a row. Damn it. 3 in a row. Can we, for the first time, get 4 in a row? We have to try. 4 crits in a row with a flung beer stein. Wait, what? I got the 1, didn't I? Oh, lovely. They don't disappear from the map. How nice. I feel so fortunate. And this is what I was talking about, the annoying transit. Riding or swimming. Slow and not fun. Oh, we are up to 4 crits in a row for the first time. There's the next plaque. More swimming. There's something special in that area too. Quests take you there. I'm going to swim in for long enough to get the discovery. There it is, the Chamber of Memory. I couldn't remember the name. How ironical. Alright, that's 2. Next one is up here. Could you please stop? Thank you. Now, this is the sort of thing I was referring to, though, when I was talking about the stupid travel quests. The epic quests where all you're doing is basically place to place. Alright, it was 4. But 4 is a new record. Oh, well. These don't count. They're one-shotted anyway. Go ahead and mount up then. Scar. Finished out what I needed out of that, didn't I? No, not yet, but I think I have enough. Like, sure. A little extra, never gonna hurt. Another room plaque. There's a door. Memorize the room plaque, which is the Lost Treasury. Okay. Well, it's now the Found Treasury, clearly. I don't have permission. They're not the boss of me. I do what I want. I'm a strong, independent hobbit, and I don't need no human to decide for me. Or dwarf. Probably dwarf. I mean, after all, this is, their digs. Literally. Literally and figuratively, I suppose. That's 3. 2 to go. And, you know what that means? That means swimming. So, the back's progress seems to be making progress today. I've only had to, or decided to, have a couple of laydowns, so that's an improvement. I'm not having to go every hour and a half or 2 hours for a laydown. When it comes to something like a bad back, you take what little gifts you can. Because if you've ever had a bad back, they suck. In pretty much every way imaginable. They're just awful. If you've ever had a bad back, though, they can be completely debilitating. You basically can't do anything. In the past, when they're bad enough, I stopped eating. Hard to believe, I know. But I stopped eating for very good reasons, so I don't have to go to the bathroom as much, because that's how bad it is. The back is badly thrown out. You just don't or can't do anything, and that includes some of the major physical bodily functions. Just don't want to have in. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Love this. Oh, perfect. Into the water almost. Into the water. Where am I going? Oh, this worm's coming at me like a freaking surface-to-air missile, or surface-to-surface missile in this case, is it? Swimming into swimming missile? Does look like it's up and above, so we go up and above. But this glowworm is probably just going to root me anyway, so I'm going to kill it first. Well, that fell, spiders. Gotta go. That's 2 crits in a row. Can we get 3? Nope. We got 4 earlier for the first time. Took us 8 or 10 tries. Previously, we'd hit 3 in a row a number of times. Like 8. Something like that. But this time we got to 4 in a row. Looking for room plaque. That is 4 room plaques. Interesting. Just a random purple drop. Don't get many of those. Alright, next one is in that direction. Alright. Pardon me, Spooter and Spooter. And that's not great. And the worm is now going to root me. Maybe I got away. That'll teach it to mess with me. And I'm past where I need to be. Of course I am. Trying to avoid unnecessary pulls. Let's be up on that next level. One. Nope. Any way to get up there? Nice. Or is it down below me, which is probably the case? It's the case. I'm sure I'll grab a little more because I had scarring and the Spooter's coming back. Here in the front. That's the room pocket. Like a pile Oh, lumber or something. Oh, there's a room here. I'll step into this one too, because it probably is a named designation for an area. Defeat creatures in the waterworks. Yeah, this is the chamber of the pool. I've discovered the chamber of the pool. I need to defeat 12 critters because I haven't just murdered a whole shitload while running around. Pardon me. Excuse me. First reaction is to root your ass. It's like my ass. Nice little 15,000 point devastate. Should be 10. And how about a deep toe? To finish things. Talk to Bori. And where is Bori? Bori. Chamber of Leadership, 21st Hall. Hey, look at that. 21st Hall. That is why off stream last night I took the time to get myself here to the Wilds. So I wouldn't have to do it for all of you lucky people. While you listen to me complain about some of the game mechanics involved. Being excruciating. Sell a little junk.
The merchant halls of Khazad-dûm lie in darkness now.
Nice purple armor, but it's just not my vibe, man. Well, the piles of creepy filth. I don't think I can sell those here, but I can try. Same direction I'm already headed, conveniently enough. Get that. But I don't think this is the kind of filth they're interested in. What do we got? Barbed carapaces? Nope. Barbed claws? Nope. Spotted skins? Nope. What flavor of filth are they looking for? Nasty? Is it the nasty filth I have? No, I have creepy filth. A lot of creepy filth. I really don't think we need all these different kinds of task goodies to drop. I think one per area. One type of filth per area is sufficient.
I think this is the one, my friend.
Welcome back, Briquette. Tell me about the chambers you discovered. From the room plaques you saw, I may be able to discern which one is mentioned in the Book of Mazarbul. The Armory Owen sought. The Hall of Mithril. Yes, I think that must be it. Well done.
We are close
Dr.
to
Bori,
victory. I
this
can
is a
sense
full
it.
fellowship quest. If you complete this quest while in a fellowship, inspiration will assist you if you choose to undertake it with a smaller group. Well, I'm going to try solo, because why not? Might. Agility, thank you for the agility, you dumb shits. Pardon me, I'm bitter about the itemization in so much of the game. You know, they had an excuse for that way back when. But I'm going to give it a try. I do get the inspiration buff, which makes me tougher, so we'll see if I can manage the fellowship quest with the inspiration buff. I should be able to.
I need your help, my friend.
In the flooded depths of Moria was a great axe Ziegelberg lost. Few have ever tried to find it,
Clear a
and
path
fewer
through the flooded
ever
tunnels to
return from their
Gangaroth.
quests. Who now remains to challenge the shadows that linger in the dark halls of the deep places?
Follow when he is able. Okay, well, where am I going? Alright, so I opened these doors, which look like they would leave the instance, but no, they don't. Hello. Lag. 2 stacks of inspired greatness. It's not opening. Hello. There are little red dots over there. Wow, come on, guys. I mean, there's nothing else in here. Oh, maybe? Oh, yeah, that was obvious. I could have stayed there forever. So rumbling from the bottom of the steps as the wall gives way. Okay. I remember there being something weird about it, and now we know what it was. This place. It is definitely soloable because I remember soloing it in the past. Oh, you want some too? That was nice. 23,000 point devastate. I remember the stone wheels more than the rest of it. So it opened this up, but there doesn't appear to be anything back there. That's closed up. So this is an elite mob. These are presumably all going to be elites. Dungeon mobs, basically. But if you notice, basically my health isn't moving much. Not doing any more damage, I don't think. I want to double check. This appears to be everything okay. So it'll take me a little bit to kill the mobs. I'll be one-shotting many things. Really? Okay. I must have missed something somewhere. Can I try the stone wheel again? Looks like I can try it again. Nothing. It did nothing. That's where I came in. That's the stone wheel I just threw. I missed something down below. Also, I am hitting laggy bits. A lot of them. Wow, a lot of them. Okay. It's really the end of this? It looks like it just ends here, right? Maybe I can spin that wheel a second time. Nope. Try this one again. I'm confused. Possible I might have been confused one or more times recently where I said I'm confused. Perhaps I can go up and talk to him, or there's a wheel or something upstairs. Don't expect this to do anything at all. And my expectation is met. He's not ready to follow yet? No, he's not ready to follow yet. I'm missing something somewhere. Alright, heading back down. Definitely nothing there. Nor there. Nor there. I have spun the stone wheel multiple times. Definitely nothing in there. And my memory isn't that you had to backtrack once things opened. So when they opened, you have to fight some mobs and stuff, and then you'd be ready to move on to the next bit. Okay, well, I'm going to have to hit the internet, because I'm freaking confused. Drowned Treasury. How do I clear the passage? Don't think you've searched enough. There are 4 wheels to turn. Well, yeah. They found 3. Keep hitting the wheels. Keep hitting the wheels. They don't all reveal themselves at once. Hit a wheel, fight, manaces. Rinse and repeat 4 times. Well, I've got to figure. You stand in the entrance, the steps of the cabin facing in, go right and hug the wall. So it's not just me. I mean, I've done this in the past. I know I have. I remember. Yep, there it was. That was a really poorly done piece of content, I have to say. But they were right. Come in, stick close to the right-hand wall, and it just falls down. Designers, don't do shit like that. Puzzles and stuff, sure, but a puzzle or a secret something should have some kind of indicator somewhere, somehow, something. Alright, this appears to be an actual dead end. Puzzles and stuff like that, they're great. If you make good ones, they're awesome. That is 2 crits in a row on my openers. Why? How did I get all of these guys all of a sudden? Finish off the last toad, and then we'll turn our attention to the matriarch. Yes, you heard that correct. It's the Toad Queen. Elite Master. Got the Frog Queen. Now let's assume this. No, I don't think let's assume that. Let's assume this way to go. Follow the downward flow. More bugs. Mini bugs, handle it. Lots of bugs. finish off the remaining bugs. We've got multiple wheels going on here. Wheels keep on spinning round and round. Oh, we'll start with this wheel. Some ancient device groans beneath the earth. My memory is that, like, there are waves of mobs that come each, but my memory is, occasionally imperfect. But only occasionally. That didn't generate a... the wheel's reluctant to move, but eventually lost life. Okay. Big bugs! 2 queens. Maybe more. Maybe a third one I didn't see. Got them all? You got 2 queens? Down we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. More bugs! And spooters, too. There's a lot of bugs and spiders. Oh my. I got more something down here. More spiders. Spooters. Presumably, at some point, a queen spider. Just guessing. Seems pretty logical. Come get some. More spooters. And a great big honkin' spooter. Queen. What do you know? I was right. What were the odds? In this case, the odds were pretty good. At what point, though, do we pull the queen? As we attempt to deal with her lesser minions. Could pull the queen. Maybe the queen doesn't get pulled until the rest of them are taken care of. Or until I move closer or something. Queen goes down. Now cleared of spiders, Bori arrives. Oh, I'm so glad I could clear out all the bugs and spiders and frogs for you, Bori. I spun the wheel. How about we do something with that? I will spin the wheel and let you through. Oh, gee, thank you for your assistance in spinning the wheel for me. Full room. An incredible sight unfolds before you. Browen the dwarf, wounded, but still alive. Browen! It's my bro in Moria.
The beast.
I cannot believe.
In the water.
He shudders.
Beware.
The beast in the water, beware, friends. We battle with the Watcher in the water. Surface and he's gone. Somehow, I think he's probably getting back. Perhaps not. Deed bestowed. Vanquisher of the Nameless. I guess with the tentacles, maybe? Browen?
I need your help.
Are you really here, my friends? Is this some apparition? He coughs. And you see for the first time the axe shining by his side, an axe so fair, bright, and cold that could only be made. Browen catches your glance and smiles weakly. The beast brought me to this place, thinking to save me for later, I expect. One of his victims bore this. He is all bones now, but I owe him my life. Whoever he was, I could keep the beast at bay with the axe made of mithril, but it did not have the strength to escape. I would surely have starved. Say, Bori is with you? What a wonder. I shall give him a surprise, I expect. Good old Bori. We'll travel.
Through the heroic efforts of the heroes of Eriador, Browen is brought out alive from the flooded depths of Moria.
Please.
From the mists of legend, he brings with him the mithril axe Ziegelberg. Will the axe be enough to sway the balance of power in Moria, or have the dwarves already suffered too many losses?
Again, pardon for the volume. The cutscenes do not seem to be controllable.
We are heroes, my friend.
Riquette, we are heroes! Browen lives still, and the mithril axe Ziegelberg has come out of the darkness just at our time of greatest need. Can you believe our good fortune? Why, at this rate, in a week's time, we will surely drive the last orc howling like a cur from Moria. Spoiler, they don't. Yes, I will take the heavy armor item. Which is better than what I've got. Certainly better defensively. Yeah, better all around. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Browen is resting in the peaceful path, recovering from his injuries.
Let me, before I forget, character, destiny, spend one use. That's all I've got, man. Reputation changed. Am I kindred now with... I am kindred now with the Iron Garrison Guards. I'm like a brother to them. Iron Garrison Guard. And 20 LotRO points. You should now go to see Broen. I know that... Oh, we've got... Any tips? For the Bjorning specifically, or just generally? The Bjorning is quite strong. He's got really good survivability. I've only played the red line, so the DPS line. And the DPS line has more than enough tools to keep himself alive. While soloing, at least. I haven't done any real group play with the Bjorning, so I can't comment on that. But for solo play, the Bjorning's quite strong. He kicks very large amounts of ass without an enormous amount of work. More generally, are you going free to play, or have you invested a little in the game? Because while I don't know an enormous amount about the free-to-play experience, I have been playing it on my own for a couple of weeks. If you're going free-to-play, then my first bet of experience is when if you've checked around general, you should already have seen. That's when you get to 95 LotRO points by riding. Buy the riding skill from the store for 95 LotRO coins, points, whatever. That is the single one thing that I'd seen from everyone else, and I have to agree with in my free-to-play through that I'm doing, which I'm up to level low 30s. You're going to have to be draconian with holding on to stuff in your bags, because you only get half as many bag slots, as the paid account. You will have to buy the riding skill. If you buy the riding skill early, you can use it early, or you can get a quest for it at level 30, I think. But it is well worth the points. You'll earn LotRO points as you play through the game. There are Slayer deeds. If you go to a zone, like say the Shire, and you kill 30 wolves, that'll give you 5 LotRO points. If you kill 60 more, that'll give you 10 LotRO points. Those are Slayer deeds. They're available in every map, pretty much. And they award... for the first tier, they award 5 LotRO points. For the second tier, they award 10. Gathering 95 LotRO points will take you a couple of days, and you can do it just by playing. And you'll want to get the riding skill as early as possible. So, simply because everything's faster once you get the riding skill. Getting from place to place is just so much faster. That's the earliest, biggest, bestest quality of life. Oh yeah, you can earn anything. It does require patience. But, you can earn, especially, it will require a fair amount of grinding to grind out the LotRO points. Especially if you're looking at any of the bigger ticket items, like an expansion or something like that. Now, right now, because they changed the monetization a few months back, free-to-play can play all the way up to level 95, and that's all the way through Helm's Deep. So that's everything before you go to Gondor. Is available completely free-to-play. They changed that not too long ago. They cleared up a lot of the monetization issues the game has always had, which is a big, big win for the player base. And for someone like me who has to answer, or wants to answer, questions for new players. Previously, as if you asked, how's the monetization? I'd have to go, well, it's awful and confusing. Now it's neither. It's way better now. As far as any specific skills or anything on the Bjorning, I don't really know of any. I don't recall off the top of my hand. Top of my hand? The top of my hand. Yeah, I don't recall off the top of my hand anything specific, other than how much it has a skill, a channeled skill that's multiple target and does packets of damage to everything in front of you, and that's really good for multiple pulls. Yep, that's what I did. It's every class has these traits, and so you'll hear people talk about red line, blue line, or yellow line. The red line is the DPS line for most classes. Blue line usually is like, if they have one, it's a tanking line. And yellow line will be like healing if they have healing, that kind of thing. So on a Bjorning, I'm pretty sure that's the way it works, is that red line is damage, blue line is tanking, yellow line is healing. Because a Bjorning is capable of doing all three. And you'll get these points for various in-game like quest completions and stuff, but mostly every odd number level, once you start getting these, you'll get one trait point. And it's pretty standard. You start at the top, every 5 points opens up another tier till you get to the bottom. And your main choice here, for me, red, you get these unlocks as you spend, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 points eventually. And then after that, you can put points, or you don't even have to go all of them. You can put points into the other two lines that you're not in, but they cost twice as much. They cost 2 points each. They wear medium strength armor, I believe. If they let you wear heavy, that's weird. Because I know when they came into the game, they added to a lot of quest rewards. They added a box of armor. A box of medium armor with might. And might is your primary statistic. It determines how much damage you do, your chances of critting, stuff like that. So, but I do remember somebody not too long ago mentioning that they can wear heavy. So I believe you can wear both. You can check for sure if you hit K to bring up your skills and hit the passive tab. It'll tell you if you can wear heavy, light, and medium. You can see I can wear all three types. Generally, you want strength for sure. Strength and vit are going to be the most important things for you as far as the primary statistics go. And normally, medium armor doesn't have strength, but there is strength medium armor, which was designed for the Bjorning. But I think, yeah, you'll end up probably wearing a combination of both. Most important things for you are going to be might and vit, which is same as me. So in this case, it adds to physical mastery, which is damage with all physical attacks. Parry, evade, and finesse. And vitality is morale, resistance, and non-combat morale regen. Critical rating is good also for crits and stuff. So the statistic system is pretty straightforward, so that shouldn't be a problem. But I believe they can wear both medium and heavy. Although I'm pretty sure I've only put, maybe I have put heavy on mine. Anyway, I'm not sure. Definitely medium, but I think also heavy. And strength and vit, or might and vit, will be the most important things. And Dr. Broen. There's Broen, the Peaceful Path. Peaceful Path? I don't even remember what the Peaceful Path is. Burns Way, there. Okay, so Jazzer. If you are a fan of Lord of the Rings, either the movies or the books, especially the books, take your time with the game. Enjoy it. This is a game that's not about getting to the end game and raiding, although there are raids and stuff at the end game. It's more about, if you'll pardon the cliche, it's more about the journey than the destination. It's very respectful of Tolkien's creation. Obviously, it has to make some allowances for the fact that it's a game and they need to make money. But I feel it's been very respectful of the property. Ah, there you go. Have you seen the movies? If not, you're definitely in for a treat, as the books, they can be a little slow going at first. Okay, you have. The Lord of the Rings, a lot of my friends who I got to read it over the years, I would tell them that there's sort of two places where the book kicks in for people. The first is The Shadow of the Past is the name of the chapter, and it's where Gandalf tells Frodo about sort of the ring history. And the other one is Moria. If neither of those things grab you by the time you leave Moria, then maybe the books aren't for you. But if you're familiar with the movies, then you know the material a little bit. There'll be a lot of stuff going on. This is based on the books and not the movies, and there are some significant differences.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm.
Thank you. That's very, very thoughtful of you. But I think it's very respectful of it. There's a lot of background. Enormous numbers of characters will go through. All that stuff. I would expect so. Keep in mind that The Hobbit was intended as more of a kid's book. Lord of the Rings is not. It reads in a slightly more dry tone. It's not so much about... it's more about the story and the characters, I think, where The Hobbit is more about creating an entertaining environment. This one is a little bit more, I hate to say realistic about a fantasy book, but yeah. Yeah, The Lord of the Rings is not intended for kids. Doesn't mean it's not great for kids, because I read it when I was a kid. And then I read it, and read it, and read it, and read it, and boy, I read it a lot. Oh, look at all this filth. I've got piles of creepy filth, nasty filth, more creepy filth. Truly, I lead a blessed life. I've got, look at this, almost 2 full piles of nasty filth, almost 2 full piles of creepy filth. Oh, I don't want to sell that. I just got that. So take your time in playing through the game and enjoy the trip. The journey is kind of the reward, as I said. It's a cliche, but in the case of this game, it does kind of matter. The filth, and a lot of these other things, sort of, if you can make it out, I don't know. The background on these items is sort of a reddish brown. These are called task items. Some of these will say nothing other than that they can be sold to vendors, and that's all you do. You sell them. But these are specifically for what is called tasks. And a task board gives you another use for them. So, for instance, I need creepy filth. Do I have creepy? I think I have creepy. I have creepy filth. There happen to be 2 different reputations in this area. So, what you do is you can turn in stacks of 10 for reputation and a little XP. It's not much XP, but it is solid reputation. And initially, you can do it 5 times every day. You can cash in tasks. And it's a good way of helping you build up your reputation with a rep. So, for instance, in my case, reputation, I've already hit Kindred, which is the maximum with the Iron Garrison Guards here in Moria. The Iron Garrison Miners, I'm an ally. So, I'll be turning these into the Iron Garrison Miners. I'll accept, turn it in. 3,500 XP, but 300 rep. So it's worth it for the rep. Give me a sec here. I'm going to see what else we can do. We have the creepy filth. Polished scales, just rotted skins. Claws? Barbed claws? Barbed claws. And after you've done enough of them, they give you a token. Now I can do 6 a day instead of 5. They're very, very respectful, in my opinion anyway, of Tolkien's work. People lately have been complaining about some stuff that they're not happy about that is coming into the game. I think they're grossly overreacting. They're allowing some of the classes to get access to some of the races access to some of the classes that people don't like. They're going to allow, for instance, Hobbit lore masters. I don't think it's a big deal. Some people think it's a big deal. But generally, I think they are overwhelmingly... Oh, I already hit the task limit. Huh. Well, I'll just cancel this, shall I? Yeah, they're very respectful, in my opinion, anyway. And I am something of an authority on the books, having read them more than 50 times. Don't ask. Alright, more rep. And I can't use those because I'm at the max rep with those. I've stopped counting somewhere in the mid-40s of the number of times, so my guess is I'm now in the mid-50s somewhere. When I first read it, I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12. And I then read it and read it and read it and read it and read it, and I read it 11 times in a row. That's not an exaggeration. Finish the book, start the book. And basically, I'd read it every second or third book. I'd reread it, everything, regardless of what else I was reading. Yeah. Yep. I know a lot of Elvish vocabulary. I used to know more. I used to be able to write in Elvish and 2 different kinds of dwarf runes. So yeah, when I say I find them to be respectful, I think I actually have a well-informed opinion on that particular. And a little bit of lag there. Peaceful path. Oh yeah, in the Lord of the Rings, in the 3rd volume, they have a bunch of appendices in the back that show Elvish writing and one of the Dwarvish writing. The other Dwarvish writing is easy to figure out from The Hobbit. If you've seen the map, they have, at least in the editions of The Hobbit I've seen, they have a picture of Thorin's map. And you can make out the Dwarvish runes and what letters they stand for because it's a straight substitution. Yeah, so like finishing out, figuring out that Dwarvish is very easy. And I'm sure you can find it on the internet now too. But when I learned it and figured it out, I used the appendices where it's listed. It's
I have had enough of it.
The Elvish is kind of a flexible language in that not every letter always has exactly the same symbol. Oh yeah, the Dwarvish language we don't have much of. But we have a lot of Elvish. Hell. One sec. Yeah, see, I'm a little bit mental about this stuff, as you can probably tell. "14 Tolkien languages." Hey, Canucket, how you doing? The back, I think, is doing a little bit better. Thank you for asking. Or at least it's lasting longer between me having to lay down and do some reading to stretch out the back. So, as long as it keeps improving, that's... With my history of bad back, as long as today is better than yesterday, that's a good sign. Friend Briquette, I thank you for rescuing me. This is not the adventure I had in mind when we arrived in Holland. When the creature of the pool took me from where before the doors of Durin, I thought I was doomed. But the creature must have had a mind to save some of its prey for later. Also, this evidently Broen can really, really hold his breath. And so I was left within the watery treasury in the depths of Moria as Owen so many years ago. He found Zigilberg Briquette. Who knows how long he wielded it to fend off the monstrous creature in the depths. And yet, in the end, even with the mithril axe itself, he could not escape. That would have been my fate as well, had you not found your way into the watery depths and driven away the beast. I desire adventures no more. No songs or tales for me. I've had enough.
Tell Bori not to wield Zigilberg. I fear the axe may be cursed.
You have rescued me from the drowned treasury, but still I am afraid. I fear that the recovery of Ziegelberg will prove ill for the dwarves. There is something about the axe that fills me with dread, and I worry it will awaken unwholesome greed in many people. Already Bori has risked much in his desire for this weapon. Please return to the Chamber of Leadership and tell Bori of my concerns. His words as we left the flooded chambers where I had been trapped by the Watcher filled me with worry. Okay, and now we're back off to Bori, Banana Mana, Fofori, Fee Fi Fo, Fori. I think those are all dwarf names, by the way. Pardon me, ma'am. Excuse me. Coming through. Hobbit on a pig, coming through. Whoops, not that way. Pardon me. Gotta go around you. Missed you again. Sorry. Next time, maybe. Sure. Generally speaking, two-handed, I believe, are better for DPS. That's my understanding about the current state of the game. Also, I think they're more fun. Back to Bori. Good. That is an appropriate reaction, I think. Especially if you're familiar with the material from the movies, I think it should make you want to read the book. Because a lot of the lore and stuff they talk about here is stuff that's, from the book. They leveraged it out. The Rangers of the North is not something you ever see in the movies, to the best I can remember, at all. They're a big part of the game. Well, they have permission for the Lord of the Rings, and I'm not sure about the Hobbit, but definitely the Lord of the Rings. But certainly they do not have permission for the Silmarillion stuff. They can use stuff that's referenced in the Lord of the Rings that occurs in the Silmarillion, but they do not have access to the Silmarillion or the Narnaheen, Hurin, the Children of Hurin, that stuff. Well, in this game, what you'll find is you will run into the Fellowship. Sort of your path will diverge and combine, and you'll meet certain Fellowship members as you follow sort of behind them for a ways and in front of them for a ways. And so your story will thread through. You will follow the developments of the story from the books as sort of parallel but occasionally intersecting. That's certainly possible, Canucket. Yeah, I mean they don't do much reference to Silmarillion stuff. That can't be correct though, Canucket, because for instance, in Minas Tirith, the names of all the kings are there, and that's strictly appendix material.
Broin worries for nothing. Ziegelberg is a fine weapon.
The identity of Mordorith is, I don't think, referred to anywhere. I don't think his name shows up anywhere in the main text. I think it's only in the appendices. I could be mistaken about that. But for instance, they do have, clickable names of all of the kings and stewards on statues in Minas Tirith. And that's appendix material for sure. Yep. No, I understand. So either the person who said it was mistaken, which they must have been, or they did it anyway, and given historically the Tolkien estate litigious nature, I expect they would have dropped the hammer on them if they didn't have access to those appendix materials. Yes, it is. A number of the characters from The Hobbit show up. Dwarves. Bilbo's in the game. What tidings do you bring from my friend? Broen is worried? He's been through much hardship, but he must realize the glory that awaits us. We are so near to casting the orcs out of Moria that I can taste it. It'll turn to ashes in your mouth, bro. We cannot stop now. We have the means of victory. Do you not know the story of Azog? I will not recount for you now. It is grim, but know that Mazog, spawn of his spawn, surely hewn from the same block as he, terrible and merciless. More of our scouts have returned, and they believe they have found the location of Mazog's fortress. It's a place called Zabad-Gathol in Nudmalek. One such scout, Gloomer, is located near Zabad-Gathol. Travel to Nudmalek and speak to him. I can't keep them all straight anymore. It's been too long. It has been a long time since I read The Hobbit. And as for Mazog, I call him Mazog Poopy Pants. Because when he runs, it looks like he's carrying a diaper load. It really does. All right, Nudmalek. All the way down there. All right, let's see. We mount up, we head to Nudmalek. There's no shortage of dwarf names, and I have been joking about how they tend to run together. Hence my Bori, Nori, Babana, Nana, Fofori. I mean, some of them are very memorable. My favorite is from Moria here, and that's To Be Thickfist. There's also one in here named Goofy. We have a Goofy and a Tubby. Catch. Orcs. I do love critting them. It's glorious. One-shot critting them with a thrown beer stein. I read The Hobbit. I don't remember what age. My brother got me a copy for Christmas one year. But I read Board of the Rings before I read Lord of the Rings. I went to an elementary school that was through 7th grade instead of through 6th grade, which is more standard, at least here in the U.S. And so in 7th grade, I had to write a book report on Board of the Rings, having no knowledge of the fact that the uncle of Frito Bugger was Dildo Bugger, not understanding either about what a dildo was or what a bugger was. I was, in later years, and to this day, I am surprised that my teacher, without comment, accepted my my book report. Shortly thereafter, I read Lord of the Rings. So yeah, it would have been 7th grade, 12. So yeah, 12 would have been when I read. Yeah, 11 or 12. Yep. All right, and now we're down here, and hey, flip me over. Catch. One-shotted. Where are you going, buddy? Here, have a beer. Okay, how about a beer for you? Good, good, good. Now, the way I am now, I would have written a book report about Lord of the Rings intentionally to troll my teacher. But then, I had not yet reached my final form. Let's put it that way. That counted as an enemy as well. Well then, how about one more? That was easy. Enemies of the second hall. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. As an example of how I would troll and have trolled. Well, he's got a circle over his head too. He's got to die. In college, I was involved in forensics. Collect ichor from deep crawlers. Okay. I didn't get credit for that one. That hardly seems fair. I did forensics, which is public speaking. It's competitive public speaking. Which may sound weird, but yeah, that's actually an intercollegiate sport. I thought so, but it wouldn't let me click on it. I'll try again. Yep, using it has no effect. And one of the events in the public speaking contest is, as a standard, it would be like a interpretive reading of prose, but there was also interpretive reading of poetry. And I may not seem like a poetry kind of guy, and maybe I'm generally not, but I did a program on poetry of the absurd, and included in that was a poem from Lord of the Rings called I Sit on the Floor and Pick My Nose. And I had someone come up to me after one of my rounds and say, I just wanted to shake hands with somebody with enough balls to read I sit on the floor and pick my nose at the national championships. So yeah, I am the kind of guy who completely would have trolled my teacher with that book if I'd known what it meant. Dildo bugger, if I'd known what dildo bugger meant. But I didn't. I was a knife. I was naive. Naif? There we go. Naif. And there's Gloomer.
Dwarves,
It's good to see you. I'm glad that Bori was kind enough to send me a little bit of help out here. Down below, Mazog's men have been hard at work. Men? They're orcs. Can you defeat Mazog's closest servants, Briquette? They're called Pulpum, and they seem to be here those most loyal and formidable bodyguards and can be found in the area below. I'm going to defeat some Pulpum. And how am I going to do it? I'm going to hit them so hard that they become pulp. Hence, Pulpum. What? No? You get off my mount and start throwing around mugs. That's not the right way. And let's see if I can remember the entire poem. I sit on the floor and pick my nose and think of dirty things, of deviant dwarves who suck their toes and elves who drub their dings. I can't remember the whole thing. But that's the intro. The first stanza. I need more pulpum. We got more pulpum back here. Are those pulpum? Nope, those are Darub. We've got to pulp him. Oh, he's going to bring a friend. That's nice. Nice to have friends. One in a row. I did hit 4 in a row earlier today for the first time. 4 crits in a row with thrown beer steins. I'm going to let that pass, Canucket, because you're my friend. 1. Nope. Poopums. One. I need one more Pulpum flank defender. That's them. I need 3 more Pulpum foe slayers. Well, there's one. And that last throw was a crit. Crit. I like crits. I cannot lie. I don't have a quest to kill the Darub captain. But I guess I could kill him anyway just to Darub it in. Alright. That's true. No, I understand that. Yeah, I accept that what you say is inherently true. If I choose to play your game, I cannot complain when you play it first. Bad puns. They are a weakness of mine, I have to admit. I still need one more Slayer somewhere. Please stop pathing away. Thank you. That's a crit. Lots of flank defenders. Not much in the way of foe slayers. There's a foe slayer. But these guys probably aren't going to be too keen on me sauntering past them. So we'll get this last foe slayer now. There we go. Back to Gloomer. Well, we do have basically what amounts to battle gauntlets, they're called, but it seems like because there are essentially no ways of getting these weapons. You start with one, you get one at like level 15 and or 30 from your class quests, and then you get another one obviously when you get to the legendary. So the damage of the weapon isn't what scales. It doesn't scale off your weapon damage. The amount of damage you're doing isn't scaled that way. Yeah. There are pets. You can see here the list of pets. Mounts. Mostly in the store, but not exclusively. There are a lot of pets and mounts you can get in the game, especially from festivals. Emotes. And this is more practical. These are all the stable masters. Yep, lore masters have additional pets they can get. Used to be they were the only ones who had pets. So, you do have legendaries. The primary legendary is the battle gauntlets. The secondary, the class 1, is a literal beer stein. Most of them are either you can buy them with once you get to reputation. With a rep, they'll have pets you can buy. You can get a lot of them in the festivals, of which there's like a half a dozen throughout the year. And you do basically do dailies for tokens, and you can cash the tokens in. So mostly character bound. This is the Barter Wallet. You hit B, shows all of the various currencies you have. So yeah, I only have anniversary tokens because this is a relatively new character. They're generally seasonal events, yeah. The Midsummer one, for instance, is a dual one. It is Midsummer Festival, and it takes place in Minas Tirith. And it also includes Aragorn's wedding. Yule Time is the winter one. The Halloween one is really, really cleverly done, I think. See, just as Boris said, nothing bad happened, Briquette. Not to us, anyway. Mazog cannot say the same. Rowan's words are needless. Yeah, the skeleton pony comes from, I think it's the Autumn Festival, which is the Halloween festival, I think.
If we are to find Mithra
Collect treasure coffers.
we will first have
Going
to
back in,
deal
aren't
with
I?
the orcs.
Yeah, going back in. All right, treasure coffers. All right. Looking for treasure coffers. Like that. Right there. There's a treasure coffer. That's one. Oh, look. Another one. That's two. Oh, be quiet. I'm leaving. There are certain kinds of mobs in the game that warn you before they attack. So not all hostile mobs are initially hostile. Like those guys. They yell at you first. And if you stay around, then they'll attack you. Otherwise, they don't care. It's kind of a nifty feature. It's mostly animals that are that way. Obviously, no orc is going to warn you before they attack. Yeah, it is. It is a nice addition, basically. Well, I mean, this is an old school game, to be sure, but it's not like they weren't willing to, take a few chances and use from systems that I'm not sure if that were used in other games. Might have been. Okay, we're just gonna... I don't know about the warning. That's the last of the coffers I need. That's nice. That was quick. I approve of quick. Bring them back to Bori. Back in the 21st, right? Yep, 21st Hall in Zalamalek. Oh, absolutely. The Radiance system. I don't remember Hounding Fear, but the Radiance system, yeah, was a bad one. Well, I need to kill a couple more deep crawlers here for that other quest, so... Hi, guys. There's one. Need 4 more. Catch. That's 2 crits in a row. Nope. So, I have thorns, which means when something does damage to me, I do damage back to them passively. The thorns killed that creature. Need to find one more of those things. Yeah, speed debuff is pretty common. If you get in WoW, for instance, that used to be frequently a death sentence. You'd get was it dizzied? Something like dizzied. Ooh. Oh, okay. He's a named, but he's not a rare. A named rare. I need one more. Yay, one more deep crawler. More XP for me. Yay! Dead crawlers. And a staff. Alright, back to Bori. So, a little bit of a ride back to the 21st. It's fine. Got a gobby chasing me. He can't catch me. I'm too fast for it. And the dragonette's going to spit at me, though. Up we go. Get a good idea of some of the scale of Moria here. We're right here, and this is the second hall. Yeah, and it is still getting content, too. That's an important thing to note for anyone just newly hanging around. The game is still being worked on. Gundabad was released about 6 months ago? Something like that. 6-8 months. The game continues after the destruction of the ring. Spoiler! Well, it has a very loyal player base. It is generally a more mature player base as well. Oh, perhaps the wrong way. And because it has a significantly large, older player base, such as your humble streamer, generally speaking, going to have a little bit extra, a little bit more money to spend on a game that they really enjoy. Yeah, I mean, it went through some periods where I would say its survival wasn't by any means guaranteed. Where it looked like it might not make it. It had some dry years. When they had the 15th anniversary and they changed the monetization. That's right. Laugh. Now, eat Stein. Oh, DDO started it. When they announced it for DDO, the general response was, "That's hilarious. That's a dead game now. Nobody's going to want to play a free-to-play game." And they saw their number of players just erupt, soar. And all of a sudden, the entire Western MMO audience went, "What?" And I knew right then that there was no way that LotRO wasn't going to follow them. And LotRO's numbers went way up when they first went free-to-play too. But they didn't stay up, and neither did DDO. And so, whoa, Dildo Swagging 5. Well, it's appropriate since I was mentioning Dildo Bugger from Board of the Rings like half an hour ago, that is an appropriate follow. You get my spiel. I only have one spiel. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You are most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. So, LotRO followed DDO by going free to play, and their numbers went way up, but it didn't last. And over the years, the monetization got a little bit worse and a little bit worse. And the number of players shrunk. But when they announced the 15th anniversary and all the freebies they were giving away, and changed the monetization to a far more rational monetization and less abusive, and a whole bunch of new players came in and a bunch of old players came back.
Too many riches lie within these coffers.
It's
Muscle
possible that
is
this is
well
one of the
paid
worst
for an
names in the game. It's a name we have joked about back in the proverbial day. It's a mace named Turd Ram. It's not my fault, guys. I swear. But I did have to point it out to you because, obviously, Turd Ram. You have returned with the treasure coffers. Good, good. Let us look inside. Bori opens a coffer and appears very surprised by what he sees inside. These are no mere trinkets, but powerful and valuable relics. Look at this. And at this. Evil looking to be sure, and wreathed with cruel sigils. And 2 runes. DG. Oh no. It's worse than I thought. Mazog's mysterious benefactor hails from Dol Guldur in the depths of Mirkwood. This bodes ill. Very ill indeed. Yeah, it's not a Hausdrepa. It's a Turd Ram. Might and Vit. Hey, what do you know? Tactical Mitt and Resistance. It's probably better than the Might Adge one I've got, although that has critical rating. Yeah, I'll go with it. All right. Yes, it does.
I will take up Ziggleberg and drive Mazog from Moria. We have the strength.
Gee, I
of
probably ought to
entrance.
sell some stuff. He wants me to talk to Bori and assault Zabad Gathol. I'd better sell stuff first. I'll be right back, Bori. Don't go anywhere without me. I need to sell stuff. Yeah, definitely. I definitely need to sell stuff. Uh, 1,500 morale. 1,200. 1,200. Sell some stuff. Let's see, that has the agility, right? Yeah, might and agility. Agility does me no real good. It definitely does.
The merchant hulls of Khazad-dûm lie in darkness now.
Well, why don't you do something about that, dude? Callet Ghost, that's the one I just took off. Good. Sell. Onto. Sell. Hold on to. Sell. Not as good as what I'm wearing. Sell. Open up the scrolls to sell the contents of those. Because they sell for much more outside of scrolls. Let me consume the rep things I can that are for the miners. Getting close to hitting Kindred now with both reps. Freed up a bunch of space. That ought to be enough. Yes, sir. 2 bags full. I was going through one of my other characters earlier today. My Bjorning stared at his bags for like 5 minutes, cleared them out a little bit, but there's just so much junk in them I gave up. Went on to another character who was more successful in emptying out his bags. Alright, solo quests cannot be completed with a fellowship. Well, you guys can hang around. You just can't
Pride
come with
oft heralds woe, it is said. With the power of the mithril axe Ziegelberg at hand, will pride overthrow the dwarves who seek to reclaim Moria? Or will it fuel the fire that burns within them to drive forth Mazog from Zabad Gothel at last?
Hi, Bori. Do you remember our victory at Staznach? This will be even more glorious, for now I wield the power of Ziegelberg. With one blow, we will slay Mazog and leave the orcs leaderless and confused. Onward, my friends. There are many orc necks ahead, and Ziegelberg thirsts for battle. Yeah? Okay. Onward, my friends. Ziegelberg will bring us victory. I would check. I would do a Google. There's probably gotta be. There's gotta be a Reddit thread or multiple Reddit threads in the LotRO Reddit on things to spend on. The thing I have been looking at in my free-to-play account, my alt account, yeah, would be inventory. It would be inventory slots. Although I think actually he makes a good suggestion. Possibly more slots for basically what amounts to what are called milestones. More milestone slots might be a really good idea. But I would check Reddit rather than tell you. I know what I've been looking at is more storage, but the storage options for bags are rather expensive. They're like 325 points for 5 more spots, 5 more slots in a bag. But the map slots might be a better idea. They're not especially expensive from what I remember. Riding is the first one everyone recommends. 95 LotRO points. Doesn't require much play. If you're interested, I will throw myself a cheap self-plug. I have been all the videos from the first, I think, 14 days is how much I've done in my free-to-play through. Those are all on my YouTube. So if you do a YouTube for... There should be magnifying lens there as well. Yeah, I would agree that it would be a reasonable price for another bag. Absolutely. But for 5 slots, I think that's an example, I think, of the old monetization that's still hanging. If you check my VODs for this account, for my Twitch account, I think they should still be on, all of my free-to-play through stuff. If not, you can find it on the YouTube. I'm not sure how useful you would find it. I haven't actually rewatched them. So I'm not sure, but I do cover a lot of the things because I'm doing I have a free-to-play account, and I've been playing on Hunter on that. Knock on the fortress. I'm going to knock on the door. The orc's door. I'm going to play Ding Dong Ditch on him. It reverberates throughout the cavern, but there's no answer. I agree. 325 for a bag would be reasonable. Or even 500 for a bag would be reasonable. But 325 for 5 slots, yeah, I think that's part of the old monetization I would like to see them fix. That's one of the few pain points I have found in the game, in the free-to-play version of the game. The other one was fast travel between stable masters. There are a lot of fast travel options that aren't available as a free-to-play player. That's the only other real pain point I have seen. And a lot of stuff does unlock if you buy even a single month of VIP. basically subscribe for a month and then kill the subscription after a month. That unlocks a lot of other stuff. I'm not sure how much it unlocks, but from what I've read, it unlocks a lot of other stuff. Why does he not answer? All the whispering of his warriors. I had not thought Mazog to be as cowardly as he now appears. Perhaps the sight of Zigglebirk, shining in the harsh light of this place, has turned his legs to jelly and his courage to water. You talk a lot of crap, Bori. You really do. Mazog, come out and face me! I have to protect Bori. From whom? Gorathul Mazog. Who dares to challenge my forces? What is this? Why are there so few of you? Is this some joke? That's Mazog Poopy Pants. No, Mazog, with the Mithril Axe Zigglebirk, I am more than your match. I call him that because if you watch him run, he runs like he's carrying a diaper load. Oh, more orc warriors. Hi, guys. Nice of you to drop by. You guys having a nice night? They must be tired, tuckered out after a long day. I'm sure that's it. It's not that I punched them into submission. Orc Slayer deed advanced. That right there should be worth 20 LotRO points. Yes, this is the place in Fellowship that eventually has the Balrog. Not too terribly far away is the bridge. You are Bozi, the leader of the dwarves that have returned to Moria. This is Gorathul. He's bad. He's a nemesis. That's Mazog. He's only an elite. They have a thing in the game called session play, where you play as another character or a figure from the past. You actually play a session where you're a dwarf in the distant past involved in the release of the Balrog. The Balrog is also... This part of the storyline takes place after the Balrog has been thrown down from the peak of the mountain, and so you can see the remains of the Balrog as well. Yeah, I love session play as a concept. It's great. As an example of how hilarious it can be, you have a session play as Boromir, and with the Fellowship. Come this way. He's taking him away. Give me an excuse to kill you, Hobbit. Go ahead. Survive your encounter with Gorathul and do as he says. I think I have to leave. Through here, Maggot. Mazog doesn't want to see you here again. Yeah. So, in the session play as Boromir, you see Aragorn. The character names have changed to Aragorn, the Dwarf, the Elf, the Ring Bearer, the Ring Bearer's Servant, that Hobbit, and that other Hobbit. Those are the names that Boromir sees the other characters as. Yes, it is the same Ori. Oh, what did he say? You aren't going this way? This way, then? There's Svena. Briquette, over here. Where's Bori?
If it were not for the
What has happened? Where's Bori?
finding
Svena
Mithril,
listens,
I
shocked
would not
silence
come
to your
here.
account, his fists clenching in wrath. Cursed orcs. Always they seek some strong ally, some powerful force to tell them what to do, a lesser master under their greater one, perhaps, but still terrible. We have to get out of here, Briquette. There's nothing more we can do for Bori now. And we run. talk to Brogur. Brogur? Is we in the way of smiths? No, it's the deep way. Yeah, the later stuff, level 120 through 140, the later stuff has all been very, very dwarf-centric. Has been very much about the dwarves, trying to reclaim their ancient homelands, in particular Gundabad. But here was the deed I completed, defeating orcs in Moria. I've killed 200 orcs in Moria, and that was worth 10 LotRO points. So of the 95, I got 10. Brogur.
Has brought us nothing but
Tragedy
sorrow.
befalls
My
nephew. Was my nephew foolish enough to challenge Mazog so? Perhaps, but he is a dwarf. How could he not challenge the spawn of Azog, thrice cursed by the dwarves? To lose both Bori and the axe Ziggelberg is a grievous blow, and I fear to think of what this sorcerer, this Gorathul, may have in store for us. It seems clear that though the armies are Mazog's, Gorathul is making the plans. I believe it's at 120. Yeah, I think it's at 120. You start doing questing in and around the Bjorninghus. And that eventually leads you up to Dale. I think it's 120 for that. Might be 100. 100 or 120. I can't remember. 100 is Mordor, I think. So I think it's 120. You start doing some quests out of the Bjorninghus. The area you start in, you come back to.
I have sent word of
I do not know what to do, Briquette. For all of our preparations and the strength of our arms, Mazog and his ally Gorathul have struck our hearts directly. Perhaps Bothi will know what to do, but I fear he'll be as lost as I am. Broin came back to us from the darkness, but I'm not so confident that Bori will do the same. Dr. Bosi, Chamber of Leadership, right? Oh, Chamber of the Crossroads. I can't keep them all straight. A lot of stuff. A lot of content. That is the Great Delving. That should be fine. It'll be interesting to see where they take the story next as well. But yeah, right now, this is all Moria. The great ancient underground kingdom of the dwarves. Khazad-dûm. Not as sort of well-defined as the dwarf one has been. They added some new low-level content recently as well, which is nice. For instance, they added a new 20 to 24 level area that is basically an extension of the Shire called Yondershire. And it's very cleverly done. It's more Shire quests. If you enjoy the Hobbit quests in the Shire, you'll enjoy Yondershire. They added a new area in the Ettenmoor. Sorry, not the Ettenmoors, the Trollshaws.
These halls will be great.
Take me to the Chamber of the Crossroads. Not yet. It'll be years before things get that desperate. I don't think so. Not yet. The Yondershire stuff they did was good. They're sort of like filling in gaps in the maps. Used to be, if you went to the Shire and you went to Needlehole, which is the northwest corner, there was a portal, a teleport type portal that would teleport you to Ered Luin, the dwarf and elf starting area in the Blue Mountains. And that's where they put Yondershire. They filled in that gap in the map. There's no longer a teleport from one place to the other. There's a whole nother map they add. I don't think so. But they have been, filling in the map. Like I said, they added also an area in the southwest part of the Troll Shells. Called the Angle. The Angle of the Mythian? Something like that. No, I haven't suddenly developed a list. It's like the Mythian. Let's see. Where was I? Ariador. Trollshaws. Angle of Mythithil. Mythithil? Mythithil. There we go. Mythithil. And this is all new. Over there. Bothsy.
I grieve for my son.
Bothsy stares at you for a
no
moment
time
and
to
closes his
mourn.
eyes.
The orcs
Are we
nearly
finished,
upon
Briquette?
us.
All of the dwarves of this expedition rejoiced when Ziggelberg was born from the depths, but more so at the safe return of my nephew Browen. All things seemed possible, but now my son is gone. How can I hope to lead my people to victory now? I cannot. I have not the will.
We will defend 3 locations.
Dr. Broger, and defend the Deep Way.
It must be enough.
I'm going to defend the Deep Way, guys. 140 is the current level, max. Broger. Dr. Broger, and defend the Deep Way. Where is Broger? He's in the Deep Way. All right. Oh, that's right. That's right. He was all messed up. It is a lot of leveling. I mean, I'm getting close to here to 58. My time played on this is 3 days, 2 hours. So that's 74 hours to get to level 57. Yeah, it is, like I said, it's not a game that you're going to try to hurry, or you should try to hurry through to the end so that you can do end game raiding. It is more about the journey. It is expansive. It plays at a more deliberate pace. So, it's not... This is not meant as a slam at WoW, but it's not like WoW, where basically the game is predicated on, we have a new expansion, we're going to hurry you to the new expansion so you can play the end game. That's not the way this game is designed. Or at least not to anywhere near the same degree. That works for WoW. People love the endgame play. But in a lot of ways, WoW leaves the old expansions behind over time. LotRO hasn't really done that. Did not go entirely the right way. Gift of the Valar, currently on sale for 35% off. I think 35%. Something like 6,000. 4,000. 4,500 gems, I think. Oh, are they no longer on sale? Oh, there it is. That's the Valar boost to level 120. 4,351 coins. That's a lot of Slayer deeds. I will note that if you were a subscriber at the time, they did give, as part of the anniversary celebration, they gave out 3 gifts per account. One for a level 50, one for a level 105, and one for a level 120. And if you play a lot of alts, that was a very good gift. think it's in here. Yep, I got it right. It's in here. I remembered. Big battles still do suck. The Minas Tirith ones were much better. The entire narrative around those was one of the best things I think they ever did. I will not spoilerize it, but some very, very cool things happen in that narrative. Yeah, they have a system called Big Battles that came in at one point and was not well received, wasn't particularly well executed. So they added a couple more after, including 3 for the Siege of Minas Tirith itself. Those ones were significantly better, but not good enough that anyone would be motivated to replay them. There's a system called skirmishes, which are instanced replayable content for anywhere from 1 to 12 people, I think. I liked that system a lot more. I played the living hell out of that system.
Let them come. We will hold the deep way against them.
I am sorry for my despairing words when I spoke to you before. I will rally my spirits for the sake of Bosi and all our people. We will hold the deep way against all our foes. Bring what allies you can assemble, and we will stand against the orcs as long as we must. It's a skirmish. Oh, I don't remember. What are my skirmish values? Herbalist, level 49. I'm level 50. It's probably going to be okay. Only got 1 heal. Well, we'll give it a try. It may not work out well, but... yeah, this is the skirmish. It wasn't no skills, just not much in the way of skills. Only 1. The heal over time is the only one I've got slotted. If I fail, I'll try again tomorrow. Let's go. Complete skirmish, Battle of the Deep Way. Instance Finder. Skirmish. Battle of the Deep Way. It's a defensive one. I hate defensive ones. I don't hate them. I just prefer the offensive skirmishes.
Bori's failed raid upon Zabad Gothel has brought the wrath of the orcs down upon the dwarves. The encampment at the Deep Way faces a terrible
back the first
onslaught
assault.
from Mazog's horde. Are the Longbeards strong enough to face
I
the
remember.
challenge?
Prepare yourself, it won't be long now. Push back the first assault. Broger must survive. I could easily die doing this, guys, by the way. Now, Dwarves of Moria, we make our stand. I haven't done this in so long. Against the North Barricade, okay. This will... defense buff, alright. Wow, wow. Well, that's nice. It's a good start. Let me grab these both up. Come get some. A lieutenant has joined. Where's the lieutenant? Dowerhand Stormkeeper. He didn't last. One-shotted. I may be okay. Even with my down-leveled healer. I'm feeling a little more reassured after the first batch of moving against the central camp. A lieutenant has joined them. First assault has been broken. There are a few short moments to rest before the assault continues. So this is a skirmish. It's a simple, straightforward. They'll run you around trying to defend. In this case, the brawler is very strong. Still, not as strong as it was for most of the leveling, but still very strong. As you can see how often I one-shot things. Moving against the south barricade. Then I'll move south. Yeah. Yes, you are exactly correct. That's them trying to reclaim Moria after Durn's Bane, the Balrog, has fallen. Here, let's drop that down. Get back here, Florence. Florence is my ally. You get an ally in skirmishes. There's like 5 or 6 different kinds. I have the healer ally so that I can beat the crap out of things. Oh, I didn't one-shot the rook. I two-shotted the rook. The hell? There are lots and lots and lots of titles. I don't know if there are any specific racial titles or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. Canucket might remember if there are. But, I mean, there are some titles that are particularly useful. I have a dwarf with the title of Betrayer's Bane because it's a title you get from killing a whole bunch of traitorous dwarves. Ah, okay, there you go. Enemies moving against the central camp again. So there are titles tied to the starting areas. Those are the only ones I think that are titled, that are tied to the starting areas for the races, yeah. Oh. I've defended against the second assault. There are a few short moments before the next one arrives. Yeah, so that, I guess, is the only ones. Deed bestowed. I killed Forest-born Reaver. My first one of those I've killed. So there are titles you can get in the starting areas, and those are the only ones that are going to be unique to the races. Thank you, Canucket. Enemies are moving against the north barricade again. Canucket goes way back in this game. He and I have known each other for a very long time, and we got to know each other in LotRO. That is level 55, 58. Dun, da, da, da. The enemy grows weaker. And I grow stronger. Ding 58. I think we're heading back to the center. Yeah, central camp. Ooh, a lieutenant has joined us. Central camp. Where are they coming from? Oh, it's a pale trapper. One shot at him. Suck at you, punk. Pardon my French. Encounter. A hissing from the south barricade indicates the presence of refugees from the waterworks. Yeah, I don't care about the special mobs that pop up. Uh, 58 might be where you can leave and start getting access to Lothlorien. It's the only thing I can think of. Oh, they're moving against the south barricade. I got mail, so it might have something to do with that. Maybe. I'll check it once we finish up here. Shepherd of Filth. Perhaps my most hated of the mobs. Enraged by the death of its broodmates, the flood lizard attacked. Fork tongue. Okay, well. Hi, Fork tongue. I'm going to kill you real quick. And then we'll take care of these jerks. We done with this wave? I'll back off. Starting to back off. They are moving against the central camp. Yeah, their slow is just awful. If they hit you with all 4 or 5 stacks of the slow, it's brutal. It's a berserker. And unfortunately, he got his shield up. Corruption. It's not a corruption. Come on. There we go, finally. You've defended against the 4th assault. You should return to Broger before the final assault. Hi, Broger. Encounter a sickly light and foul odor emanate from the southwest corner of the central camp. Southwest corner, central camp. Oh. Foul Scum is his name. And he's dead. Oh yeah, one of the big trolls. Enemies are moving against the central camp. Should be the final battle. Yep, the Gorthrig. Hello? There they come. He's Hale. So he's a healthy one. They come in sort of weak and strong versions of the mobs. And then they have the lieutenants. The lieutenants will buff other mobs. Yes, you can. You will indeed. In the troll shaws, find them. That's Goblin Slayer Advance. That's another 20, I think. 10, 20. Yes, really. They're there. Be wary, I sense that we've not yet won the battle. The chamber shudders as goblin sappers blast through the walls. And here's Gukul. Gukmul. Prepare yourself, for your end is nigh. I doubt it, actually. I think he's more likely he's done. Like that. I have defended the deep way against Mazog's forces. Dun pa pa dun. Brogur? It's not near the Shire. Shire? Bree? Weathertop? Trollshaws. And then Rivendell. So basically, on the road to Rivendell, the last little bit of the road. Yeah, the Zealots of Pain are bad, especially if you're using a DPS pet who might hit it and make it yell. It was a glorious battle, Briquette, one that shall be long remembered. The orcs thought they could use trickery to gain the upper hand, but they could not stand against the face of our combined might. Now, let us finish our business here and see what else we can do to push back these foul orcs. Hi, Broger. So, the mail is a drubbing in the deep. I need a good brawler. Yeah, it's a class quest. Read my enclosed message. If you think you qualify, follow my instructions. Detach. It's a quest item. I accept. It'll give me a point and a nice little bracelet. That is a nice one. And Well Brawled will be the title. Let's see, I got 10 LotRO points. We completed the deed for the Dowerhand Stormkeeper Slayer. And opened up the advanced for that. Talk to
We have
Broger.
fled this day, but the deep way stands still.
Actually, Kanaka, there's a quest now. They redid the quests in the troll shows. There's a quest now that will send you into that area to kill trolls. So they have intentionally breadcrumbed it. We've done it. I did not think we would come through it alive, but we have. Against all odds, the dwarves in Moria are hardy. Through all their enemies in the deeps be upon them. Yeah, there you go, Broker. Bring the letter to Bardag. Oh, that's that. Talk to Stothkel and defend the Way of the Smiths. The Way of the Smiths will be the next one. The Way of the Smiths, that's Johnny Marr and Morrissey, of course. So back to the Vault of Durn. The next one's the Way of Smiths. Dolphin View, I think, is a good place to hang out for that one before I call it an evening. I'm going to ride back to Dolphin View, which is just up here. Up there. And then I'll be calling it an evening Because if I called it a potato, that wouldn't make any sense at all. We've made very good progress today on the epic quest line for Moria. A lot less riding around than last night. Actually, a lot of fighting and stuff. Far more interesting, far more fun. I will not be continuing my free-to-play through until my back is all better. As I think 2 sessions a day might be a bit much for my back. But I should be back again tomorrow with more of the same just breathtaking action. And more brawling as I continue on. I believe the next 2 quests are both skirmishes. I believe we go to the Way of Smiths. Oh, what is their name? Skirmish. No. Instance. Instance Finder. The skirmishes. Yeah, Battle of the Way of the Smiths and Battle of the 21st Hall. I think are like my next 2 storyline things for the epic story. And so that's my plan for tomorrow. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. It's always nice having a bit of a crowd around and some actual chat. I feel when I have chat, I think I am a more engaging streamer, and the stream is more fun. So thank you guys for making it fun tonight. I appreciate that. I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, for more of this gripping MMO action. I hope you had a good time tonight. I hope the rest of your Saturday evening goes great, and that your Saturday or your Sunday is quiet, restful, invigorating, whatever you want. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now. Thanks, guys, and you're very welcome. Thank you for hanging out, and feel free to pop in if you've got more questions. And I imagine it's likely will as you start to play. The more you play, more questions. Thanks, guys. Take care, and I'm out.